Station 51, engine 27, engine 32, truck 105, structure fire, 1700 Lakeview, 1700 Lakeview, Cross Street, Gardner, time 1632. 5110 for KMG 365.
Alright, so here's the van tour. Let me see if I can remember everything as we go. This is a 2006 Chevy Express 3500 with the 6.0 engine. And the things I've added is going to be this push bar that you see on the front. The track rack is my ladder rack up top. And then I did get a fantastic fan and painted it black because I didn't like the white that it came with. You can see there. Just use black paint that's meant for plastic. Also added the fog lights down at the bottom. I do have a dash cam on the front and a GPS. I left the divider wall in because this is my old work van from when I used to do home improvement. So up front, I did end up putting seat covers on. My dog rides with me all the time, and he's even tearing up seat covers. But this is the metal wall that was here. I put in these short pieces. I need to paint that gray yet, haven't done it. This door is actually the door to the closet on the inside, but when I swing it open, I can latch it so that it closes off the back from the front and you can't see into the back. Painted the standard rims black. This is a Pennsylvania van, so it's a little rusty. Also added the bug shield. And these little rain guards are awesome. These are the ones that just slip up inside. They don't mount to the outside surface. And I got those from AutoAnything.com. That's been a pretty good site for me. Got a few things from there. That's also where the brush guard came from, was AutoAnything.com. It took me probably, I'd say, an hour and a half to put together and install on the truck. The trickiest part was this bracket right here that goes back in and ties in. It has a bit of an L shape to it, this side here, but also back there where you have to bolt it on. And I just had to stick a large screwdriver in here and almost pry this apart. You see how that moves a little bit, and jam it in there, and then once I got it in, I could twist it and line it up and connect it to here. But other than that, the rest of it was really pretty simple. Not that big of a deal, and so far it's been pretty popular. The people I run into, a lot of people have asked me where it's come from and where did I get it, what is it, etc. This is my power for an extension cord. This is a, get this at an RV store, and just plug a regular extension cord into it. It gives me 15 amps inside. This current time, I can only open one door. Because this door over here, like I said, it's a Pennsylvania van, the bottom hinge is rusted. And if I open it, it basically comes off on the bottom side. So it's difficult to open and close. When I built the bed, these are 2x3s right here. And I did make this part solid so stuff wouldn't fall through. Those are the doors to the front. I did make it so they could open up and I could pass. I've actually carried a 12-foot roll of vinyl flooring in here. And I fed it all the way through up between the front seats, and it goes right through those doors. Those wires that you see hanging there, one is a power and the other one's a speaker wire, and they've been kind of just floating around, but they're going to get disconnected. I left it all wide open. This is 3/4 inch plywood. It's a BC, so it's not as nice as some of the other plywood I've used. And what I did was I made, let's see if I can get this out here. These are my supports. So it's a big rectangle made of 2x3s with a piece of 1/2 inch OSB, and all I did was cut this, the distance it is to the bottom of the bed, but on this edge I made it about 1/4 inch smaller. And what that allowed me to do was to take them in and out, so if I had to carry something big I could. And I could also, and when I had both doors working, not to say I'm not going to fix the door at some point, but For right now I'm not, but I still need the ability to carry large pieces. So I have this big area here, but also the bed, you know, the plywood's strong, but it's not that strong. As you can see here, I can take this piece of this thing that I made and basically slide it up in there like that, and then I can still get the things that are over here or however I need to do it, and it can come in and out, and then if I don't need it at all, I can just take it out. I also made it so that if I did have to carry something, there's a plate all the way in the front up there that runs across the front wall of the bed, and then this would line up with it so I could actually slide stuff straight on through. That was the other purpose. So right now it's just a brace in the bed. I ran this all the way to the doors. I do have power back here, a little shelf that I put in, and it was actually open on this side over here, and I could keep some little hand tools and stuff that I could get when I opened this door. But right now I'm not opening that door because it's a pain in the ass to get it closed. Like I said, I can open it, but I really have to. If you see my electrical video, there's a battery back there in the corner, and that's the house battery, the power that runs this back side. Let's go around to the other side. Sunshine here, gonna have a big shadow. Not shadow, there's the camera in the shadow. Alright, well, timing's everything. You can see this cover is off, and I'm still gonna make covers here on the doors. I haven't done that yet, but I did want to film this before I modified the bed. You can see there how the cabinet door is open, and that's how it closes off. So what I typically do, right now the door is latched. You can see here it locks. This is how you would latch it. But if I turn that down, I can release this part. Now you can see into the front. I do have this little recessed window because I am going to make a piece of 3/4 that actually fits in this hole, and then use these little twist things right here that will hold things in place. I guess I can show you that in a minute. In any event, you know, to open the door, you just have to turn the handle just like that, and then you can get through to the front. So that's the door. This is my hanging cabinet, which you can see I have a radio here and a battery monitor. Tells me how my battery's doing. Haven't pushed all the wires together and organized them, so don't bother writing in the comments that I should, I know. And I basically just made a hanging locker, and I have storage here. And I built it, I think it's big enough to fit a fridge if I remember right. I tried to make this big enough if I wanted to do a little mini fridge, I could fit one in there and take this door off. Under here's my porta pot. And had some issues with that. I don't know what brand it is, but I wouldn't recommend it. Here's how I get my power from the engine when it's running back to the house battery. If I want to charge it, I just flip this to on, and it really just connects the two. And I did this way because if for some reason my starting battery died, you know, maybe I left the headlights on or left the key on or something like that, I could come back here, turn this to on, and basically jump start myself without needing somebody else's help. I did a plumbing video, so really not any need to go over that. And there's not a whole lot of water in there. I still haven't finished up the sink yet. I need to do that, but this does work. It takes a little bit to get a prime. It does lose its prime. There it goes. Now it's pumping steady. I've added these little cords. I found these pretty helpful with little screw eyes in, and then I can stack stuff. One of the first overnights I did with the van, I realized that, you know, I need some more shelf space. So actually I'm looking at doing that over here. I haven't covered this in yet or insulated or anything yet because I have to fish some wires. You can see here I have my little this is a floodlight right here that is connected to that solar panel up front. It's really meant for the outside of a house, but it makes a great auxiliary exterior floodlight at night, and I just flip the switch and it'll come on. It does have motion, but I don't ever use that. Do have a thermometer in here. Anyway, I was gonna build a shelf. I might build something out this way. Then I have a small shelf, whether I stuck gloves in there or hats or whatever it could be, or anything small could go up in there. I did make these shelves here. I probably need to change it and add another one in here and maybe not have these quite as tall as they are, but they work okay. Speaker, this is one of the outlets. Let's see here. You can see there I used a marine switch panel, and then the shore power switch is that one down there. So if I flip that on, see, if I turned it on now, it's not going to glow. And it's just out because it's not plugged in. So there's no 110 AC power in here, just DC power right now. And that one will tell me where my battery's at. I just charged it when I was coming home from work Friday. So that's good. Got stereo. I did add LED lights. There's a switch right here, so I can have a white light or a blue light. The second switch runs my white LEDs underneath there, and my intentions were to put a second row up here, which I may or may not do. I haven't decided. This one's still not in use yet, so that's an extra. And then this one's for my fan up here, the Fantastic fan. So that's power for all of those. One of the things I made was this little piece of Luan. I haven't really done anything fancy to it, but it actually covers this. So let me see if I can show you how that works. So what I do is I have these little, I think they're for screens. I get them at the hardware store, and I just flip that on like that, and that goes up and covers it. I know it's a Luan's different color than the other ones because I got it from somewhere else. Yeah, it's both the same on both sides. So anyway, that's what the deal is with that, and that way I can make it dark. I don't need the fan and it's during the daytime. I do have plywood boards. There's another video on that. I call them blackout boards, but I do have those in the windows right now, the doors, and they come out real easily. Like I said, there's a video on that. And what else can I show you? Cabinets. I built the cabinets here. Here's the other one. And there's two different style latches. I will say the hinges been fine. There's two different style latches. There's one that goes into the middle that you can get at Lowe's, or you can get this one that goes on the outside like this, and this holds way better. So I recommend that. There's a piece of 5-inch foam in here for the bed. I made the bed the same size as a standard bed. I think it's twin, full, I'm not sure. It's 54 that way, and it ends up being 72 this way when it normally would be 76. So I just use standard mattress cover sheets that you would buy for a standard bed, and they go on here. I'm 5'11", so I usually park and I try to sleep with my head towards the upper end of however the slope is, if there is one. Other than that, try and get it pretty level as much as I can. And typically I sleep on this end over here. Okay, here's the bed. Through the magic of editing, I removed the sheets and the other stuff. I wanted to show you, I forgot, I realized when I did the initial video there that I didn't show you how I get to some hidden storage that I have. So basically I just pull this up and then I can get down inside. Have it there, and then my battery is right here. And done the same thing on the other side. I have storage on this side too. And this is really what you do on a boat, so that's where I got that idea from. And that's why underneath the bed I have that Luan running on the side inside my little walls I built, so that the stuff that's in there would not fall into the other part. Kind of keep stuff that I don't need very often. It goes in those locations. Here's the doors. These just pop open, and you can see back through to the back of the van. The original idea behind this space I left here, which ends up where my trash can switches are and all the other stuff, was I wanted a little bit of a desk area slash counter. I run out of battery. Anyway, I wanted a desk right here so that I could use it for paperwork, eating, whatever. I was going to have something swing out that I could use as additional distance, but I never actually did that. So I found once I put this cushion on here, it's a little tight on my head. I mean, I can still do it, and I did it every now and then. But most of the time, actually, I just laid back in the bed and did what I needed to do there. And then I used this space for my bag, and the trash can worked out great there because it had some place to go. I've considered changing all of this when I change this, and that still might happen, but for right now, I'll leave it like it is. It's just kind of nice to have that space there to store stuff. You know, if you have something, you can just toss it in there, and then it's out of the way, out of the middle of the area. So that all works pretty good.